Welcome back for hour 2 of Scum and Villainy. When we left off, the crew of the Cerberus had just grappled their quarry before it had made it through the gate to the Holt system. So, we will just go ahead and pick up from there. You have them grappled. Karma has been injured, but you have the Aurora Chaser in a position where if it's entirely possible to board them. So, what are you going to do? I'm going to go ahead and clear this clock out because I don't think it's relevant at this point.
Yeah, I guess if they jump, they're jumping with us at this point.
Yeah.
How immediate is the down life support? Do I need to put on my spacesuit first and then go treat Karma, or can I treat Karma first?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think your life support is a problem, and it's a problem because the power was diverted and then spent in that jump burst of speed. So you can probably even it out. If you want to tweak your systems to accommodate it. If you want to take the time to do that, you certainly can, or you can just suit up and go and grab her.
Yeah, I guess it'll just be quicker to suit up. I'm just gonna pull on my suit and then go. I guess I'm using up all my load right here, but also pulling out my fine med kit and booking it to Karma.
Nice. What was your load, by the way? Were you loaded heavy?
Normal.
Normal. Okay. Yeah, and as you pass, you see Stacey, she's suiting up too. Apparently, she is 100% thinking that if you're boarding, so is she. Nice. So yeah, you get down to where Karma is. Karma, after that laser blast, I think everything hurts.
That worked for the player. I was just
not for long. Don't you worry.
But yeah, eventually, your vision recovers, although it's still spotty from getting blasted with intense light. It's like the worst sunburn you've ever had.
Inside the space.
It's and inside your suit, I think you can hear all of the automated alarms screaming at you, because there is almost 100% there's damage to your suit. It hasn't been so bad that you're losing air or anything yet. Whatever automated systems exist, safety systems are keeping up so far. But I think after that blast, you just haven't had time to assess the damage. When Fray clunks down the stairs to where you are.
See, I provided some action for the Stitch.
That's what you're here for. Make sure the Stitch has something to do.
Off?
And I guess I pull from my my fine med kit. There's some device that probably interfaces with your suit and all whatever vital readings it's taking and damage assessment it's indicating, and I shut off the alarm and then pull some canister out that I attached to some nozzle that then like just fills your suit with some kind of numbing solve that'll probably also, like, if there are tiny leaks in a suit, it would actually like help to seal them as well.
Nice.
Oh, it's aloe vera.
It's an all-purpose, spacesuit burn gel.
Right. It's like the green stuff you put in a bike tire when you pop it. Like fill it up from the inside, and it seals up the suit, and also feels good on laser burns.
Exactly.
Nice. I'm assuming that you're using your patch ability. You may doctor someone during a job to allow them to ignore the effects of a harm penalty. Yeah.
I guess I should make a doctor roll just to.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, at this point, you're controlled great effect, right? Like you have. If you want to take the time to do it, you absolutely can. If there's anything like that would be nagging at you, is that you are now connected to an enemy ship, and they're not going to be happy about that forever.
That's Flex's job. My job is to come in behind Flex and deal with the aftermath
and clean up Flex's mess. Gotcha.
Okay, if it is controlled, I guess I will just roll it as is. Let's see how it goes. That's 4.
That is a 4.
Ow! Don't touch that.
Let's see. I think with the 4, it you do it. It works. And then you feel like you feel the ship kind of rock as the Aurora Chaser like fires maneuvering thrusters to try and break free from your docking clamp. I'm gonna go ahead and start a clock here. I'm gonna add a tick to it, and we're gonna call this. We're gonna say this is breaks free for the Aurora.
And so now I can ignore the effects of the two harm damage?
Yeah. The harm is still there.
Right, I'm fried, but I don't have to take -1d.
Yeah. There's enough drugs pumping through you that it doesn't feel so bad.
Ooh, I feel floaty.
I'd say don't operate any heavy machinery, but
you don't really have any light machinery.
If you have to, you have to.
Nice. Meanwhile, Flex, you're up. Are you still in the? Are you still in engineering, or have you come out?
No, I think I moved out when I heard that the grappling hook go off. So I think the fastest way to solve this life support problem is to just breach the other ship and get their air. So
that's fair.
I'm gonna work on. I'm gonna work on breaching their ship.
Awesome. Yeah, like as you're kind of making your way over to like start your preparations, Stacey is suited up and looks at you, and she looks down at Krieger. Like, do you carry your gun like on your hip or?
Yeah,
like,
I think
shoulder?
he's got like a big old holster on his hip.
Okay.
And Krieger's like a massive pistol.
Right, like it's the Dirty Harry gun of space
or like
combat.
a Desert Eagle or something like that. But it's super ornate and like gold plated. And
Okay, yeah, yeah. And she kind of like looks down at Krieger and then like looks at the airlock, and she's like, "You got one of those for me?"
You know what? I do. And I check off my a blaster pistol, and I'll grab an extra gun from behind and like spin it around real fast and hand it to her, handle first. And he looks her up and down, and he holds it out and he says, "You know how to use that thing?"
Yeah, and like she takes it and like immediately like, you know, checks the ammo, works the cocking mechanism, and she's like, "I've seen one."
He pulls out Krieger and he lovingly cocks the gun and goes, "Yeah, she did do good, didn't she?" And then he walks towards the airlock.
Nice. Yeah. So getting prepared to breach. What are you doing?
Yeah. So I assume that a lot of this is automated. Like, we're already grappled, so we're attached to the thing. Do we have one of those like the little that goes out and like suction cups over their door?
Let's see. Let's see. Grappling hooks.
With the tunnel thing.
Yeah. I don't know what the they're basically just extended airlocks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so, because you need some way of like docking with other ships,
Right.
You know, in space. So yeah, there's some kind of extendable like airlock that you can use to make contact with the other ship.
Cool. So I'll engage that thing, and I'll pull out my. Let's see. Do I have anything on my gear list that would help me cut through blast storm? I've got some hacking tools or a detonator. Those are different ways of solving a problem.
Sometimes different ways of solving the same problem.
Probably the repair tools would have the things for cutting through a door or whatever.
Oh, sure.
That's
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll bring my repair tools with me.
Okay.
And I'll go and I'll start cutting through this door. And I'll sort of look over my shoulder and say, "Be ready. As soon as this blows, the low O2 in here is going to fling this door wide open." And he'll start. So what do I roll to open this door?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think let's see.
I mean, I'm happy to just yell at the door to open.
just yell at it. Man, I hate to say this, but
It's Rig, isn't it?
Rig is the most. I mean, if you wanted to use detonators instead, you could probably do it with scrap, because you'd just be blowing a hole in their hull.
Do I think that our seal would hold if my scrap roll was good enough?
Ooh.
Located right on the, like, just blows the lock mechanism and the thing pops open, or is that like? I think right away you can see that is that's gonna be risky, because as soon as you like
have a passage between their hull and yours, it's going to, like, because you are lower O2 pressure, it's gonna suck all of their oxygen in until it equalizes, and that also means the fire from your detonator.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, fires in space are rad.
I think Flex knows better than to start a fire in space, so he's going to try the repair tools. I guess I'm going to push myself.
Okay.
Can Stacey help me here?
Ooh, can she? Yes, she absolutely can. She's also incredibly eager. There's a very good chance that she will once it's open, she'll be like pushing past me. Yeah. That's I'll say that's your devil's bargain right there. Like, she will absolutely help you, but she's also like she gave you like the details on this job, but it's very clear that she is here for her.
Yeah. So if that's a devil's bargain, then I cannot push myself.
Right.
But I'll go ahead and take it. So that's just going to give me 1 die.
Yeah.
All right. So what am I at here? Is this?
You have gambits too.
Oh yeah.
You have 2 gambits that.
How did those work? It's just extra.
It's
dice.
It's just plus one die. Okay. This is what did I say? Risky. This is a risky. Yeah, I think this is risky. Because you don't know what's on the other side of that. But you have standard effect. Like, if you're successful, you'll get through.
Okay.
You'll have breached their hull.
Risky standard with 1 die.
Yeah.
And let's see what happens. It's a 2.
That is a 2.
All right. Let's see what happens.
Cool. So yeah, you like, as you're because you're there with your repair tools, right? And so you're using like a plasma cutter or something like that to cut your way in. And as you're going, you can't hear because it's oh no, you can, because there's oxygen. It's just super muffled because you're in an airlock, and I'm assuming like in a vacuum suit, just for safety, or not. Like, I guess I didn't ask, so that's on you.
I don't think he did. I don't think he put on his spacesuit.
Okay, so you're there. So you actually can hear, like, you can hear the unmistakable sounds of like boot steps, like, and you realize that whoever's on board, like, they haven't spotted you, but like you've made enough noise in getting like trying to cut it open, that they know you're there. They know it's coming. You hear the distinct sounds of ballistic weapons being cocked.
Is it possible to resist that outcome?
Yeah, it's totally possible to resist that outcome. What's that look like?
So he's making a ton of noise. Like, he knows that this is going to make a lot of noise,
right?
And so I think he calls down to Fray. Like, he hits his comm and calls back to Fray, and and he's like, "I'm making too much noise. I need a distraction. Give him the hello and welcome." And like, I think we have like you just flood their comms with some terrible, like, EDM song or something, like some terrible dance music or something like that. And so so he calls back to ask for that.
Okay.
Is that possible?
Yeah. That's that would be an insight resist. Is Fray, does it sound like something that you, like, your crew having worked together, is this like a thing that y'all would have kind of set up?
Yeah, it sounds like it. Maybe not for this exact situation, but
Yeah.
but we've done
Well,
something like this before.
we were going for that Cowboy Bebop vibe, so I think so.
Yeah, we hit him with some acid jazz.
Nice.
Okay, so I have to resist that, right? All right.
Yep. So it's an insight resist.
All right.
Oh, nice. So you only suffer one stress. Yeah. So you hear them pause. I think you didn't get, like, you only rolled a 2, so you're not through yet. You've got like a partial breach, but also like the hello and welcome isn't going to, like, it's not going to distract them forever. Right. And before we find out what you do next, what's Karma and Fray? What are you two up to?
You're muted.
Oh, hang on.
I'm sorry, I muted myself. Yes. Yeah, I would definitely want to go after Flex. I'm picturing maybe Fray wouldn't be so enthusiastic about me, getting up and running in that direction after he just picked me up. But I'm now on painkillers. My friend Flex is taking the brunt of the fire. So yeah, I'm already in a spacesuit. I'll just keep running.
Nice.
Yeah, clearly, Flex is really good for one task, and we've asked too much of him. So we better get there and
wait. What are you gonna do? Sorry.
Better catch up with him and help him out.
Gotcha. Yeah. So
There's always work for you.
I'm a doctor, not a blank. I'm a doctor, not a mechanic. Damn it! And I will go ahead and push myself, so I can roll my doctor. I'm gonna doctor open this door.
You're gonna doctor open. Oh, nice.
I'm gonna use doctor to rig open this door, and I have to say what patient research or posting taught me this trick. I think there was a research project that I did back on what's the name of that? What's the name of the planet? Be nice to know. Which is the Amarath. That's the planet full of doctors. So back on Amarath, there was a research project where we were working on some pretty scary, dangerous biologicals, and so they were sealed in this containment room.
Right.
And the door was actually very similar, and so I know how to get this to pop open, even though it's been locked shut.
Gotcha. Cool. Yeah. So there's some like, they're distracted, but there's definitely some Cobalt Syndicate guys waiting for you on the other side. So I think that this is risky at that point. But standard, like, it's already Flex has already kind of done half of your job for you. With the torch.
Sounds good. I guess I'll just go for it. Unless if anyone wants to give me an assist, I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean.
Yes, if I unmute, I was right there. We're going to the same door, right? Since we're starting from the same point.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd be happy to assist, but maybe with Rick.
So we just both push Flex away, grab the tools out of his hand.
Just shove him out of the way.
I think it's more of a finally, and he just hands.
Yep. All right, here we go. Oh no.
Oh my gosh. You're my favorite crew ever.
We're losing to the door boss.
Yeah. No, I think like the door opens, right? Stacey was right there, like she was already gonna jump ahead of Flex, and she treats the rest of you the same way. Like she's right there. She's got one of Flex's guns in her hands, and she, like, as soon as you've got it open, she steps out, and you hear just weapons fire coming through the now breached passageway, and like in the smoke and light, you just hear a scream and a thump, and then you see a handful of they look like just these burly miners in vacuum suits, carrying, like, they're all mismatched arms, right? Like they've just taken whatever they've got, and you were planning on breaching their ship and boarding them, but they've turned that back around on you, and now they're charging out through the door, stepping over Stacey on their way. What do you do?
I open fire.
Are they wearing spacesuits? Because maybe we should retreat back to the ship with no
oxygen. They are. Yeah. Yeah, they're.
I think I want to scrap.
Cool. Yeah, you can absolutely open fire on them. What's this look like?
Does this count as a small gang? Like, are there many of them?
Yeah, there's we'll say there's 4 of them that are coming out. Yeah.
So I have Unstoppable, which lets me push myself to engage a small gang on equal footing in close combat.
Oh yes. Yes.
So I think I'm gonna do that. And I've checked my fine martial arts style, and of course I have Krieger with me. So yeah, I think Flex gets pushed, like he's been pushed back, right? He's all the way to the back of this thing, this like airlock thing, because everyone has moved to the door.
Right.
And he does this like flying kick over the top of Fray, like putting his hand on Karma's shoulder, and like kicks into one, lands on the other side, shoots at 2, and then does that sort of thing.
Nice.
I don't know how much description you want before I roll. So
well, now we know what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
And we'll see how it goes. I think you're
push myself for that.
Yeah, I think you're at risky standard. It would have been reduced effect if it hadn't been for the fact that you can take on a gang by yourself because you're a badass.
Sweet. All right. So
because fighting's what you do.
Risky standard, no bonus dice. Because I already pushed myself.
You whenever you have an ability that where you have to push yourself. You still get the bonus of pushing yourself. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
That's a 6 on a risky roll.
Yeah.
That's a gambit.
Ooh, yeah.
Because you didn't spend it on this, right?
No.
Yay! More gambits. You're up to 3 now.
Yeah.
By my count.
He goes flipping in there, Spike style. Just like, kicks one out of the way, shoots 2, kicks the other one back in the other way so he can get to Stacey.
Nice. Yeah, and she is she's laying on the ground, like the pistol you gave her is like, a couple of feet away, because she dropped it as she rushed in. Karma, what are you doing?
Well, if it's feasible, I would like to use my excellent ability that's scrambling to bypass all this scrapping and go recon their ship.
Okay.
I'm happy to let my 2.5 friends right now distract this group.
Yeah. Well, I think they are distracted enough with flying feet and blaster fire. So you absolutely have an opening.
I can also skulk, but I was picturing this more as deftly avoiding the fray, and not our fray, their fray.
Right. The general fray, not your specific fray.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Yeah, you absolutely can do that. Because that is not the full the full complement of members of the Aurora Chaser's crew. What's your intent? Are you trying to get to the bridge? Are you trying to figure out where their cargo hold is?
I want to look for the kidnapped scientist.
Okay.
So.
So where they
may have a brig. That would be one place I could look for him.
Okay.
Or him? It was a him, right? I'm trying to remember.
You that actually wasn't something that wasn't available information because the Guild of Engineers isn't hey, this specific person has been kidnapped by somebody who is way beneath us.
So yeah. So I should give you a scramble roll, presumably.
Yeah, I think this is risky standard. The risk here is that you could run into more heavily armed people.
And I have 2 dice.
Okay.
Right? From my 2 dots.
Yes.
That's the question.
Yeah.
And do all these people in the melee would Fray provide any of them, but provide me cover to disappear from view?
Yeah,
anybody gonna help me?
Oh yeah, if anybody wants to assist,
does my badass display cause enough of a distraction?
Yeah.
You could make sure of it if you want to assist. It'll cost you stress.
Yeah, I just want to fish for dice here.
Yeah. I definitely think he sees you sneaking by, right? And we've done this before. So he makes a big show of calling attention to himself.
Nice.
Which he does anyway, so yeah. He's just on to me. Okay, so scramble. Risky. Standard. And 3 dice, I believe.
Yeah. You do have gambits. You have 3 gambits right now to spend. Although if you get
I might as well use them, especially since I can generate gambits on gambits.
Oh, that's right, you can.
And I do get a 6.
Oh, dang!
So I give it right back, I think.
Yeah. Scoundrels are just gambit generation machines, aren't they? That's rad. Yeah. So you're able, with no problem, to avoid.
Oh, hold on, I did it wrong.
Oh.
I had a total of 4, but it counted. I counted my dice and added them, but this is +2 dice.
Oh, okay.
Allow me to re-roll properly.
Yeah, certainly.
I mean, I take it, but that doesn't seem right. Okay.
This is what I get for not counting dice.
Okay, so 2 bonus dice. 1 from the friendship and 1 from the gambit. There we go. Now I'm going to get a crap roll, right?
Nope, you still get a 6. Perfect.
Yay.
Yeah.
It pays to be honest.
It does. I appreciate that. Thank you, Sophie. But yeah, you're able to you are able to breeze past the combat with Flex. They don't even notice you going by, you're off and as the sounds because that combat doesn't take very long, and also this ship is it's not huge. It's about the same size as the Cerberus. It's a different configuration. It's boxier. It's not as super cool Cowboy Bebop looking. It's certainly not black with electric blue stripes. But
does it have a handy evacuation map with a "You are here" red arrow?
You know what? It actually does, because the Cobalt Syndicate started out as a labor union. So their ships still have all of the required safety safety markings.
Posters.
Yeah. They still follow all of the space OSHA OSHA rules.
SOSHA.
Right. Yeah. As opposed to Cal OSHA.
Yes.
Right. There's always a map on the wall. So yeah, the ship, I don't think it takes you very long to realize that this is a smuggling ship. It's not a bounty hunting ship like yours, right? They don't have a brig proper, but at the most obvious place where they'd be storing anything is the cargo hold. And kind of as you sneak past and hit the release for the bulkhead door, there's a handful of crates and things. Before I continue with this description, I want to get y'all's opinion on this. When it comes to how ships function, do you have do your ships generate artificial gravity? So it's I guess functions like the Enterprise, where everybody can just walk like nothing, or is this more like the Expanse, where ships are they magnetically lock things to the metal walls to keep them from moving around in flight?
I tend to be partial to the Expanse, but it's not a big deal.
I'm it's fine either way. There's no right answer to this. I'm just I would like to give you the opportunity before I start my
describing.
My grin dark brain is no, this is super realistic.
It probably depends on the ship, right? If it's big enough, it can probably spin and generate some gravity.
Right. Yeah, but there's also there's also precursor technology and things that interface with the way to generate gravitational effects. So either way is totally fine.
Or go full Star Wars, where ships list in space.
Yeah, yeah.
And always fight in 2 dimensions.
Exactly. Space World War II vessels. Yeah, any of those are legit. I just didn't know if so I think it's it's a big open space. I guess kind of like on Serenity, right? Where like the cargo hold is a like the biggest kind of cavity open space in the ship, and you can like stack crates and things. Kind of.
I would expect that maybe. Sorry.
In the center of the cargo hold, hooked up to all kinds of like extra jury rigged like cables and coolant lines and things is a crate, and like if it wasn't hooked up to everything, like you would think that this thing was like they were hauling a coffin through space, right? But this thing is hooked up. There's no like windows or anything, but there's a lot of indicator panels and whatnot, like blinky lights and stuff, and you can see that, like, especially on the connection ports, where like all of the jury rigged systems hooked to this thing from the ship itself, where it's frosted over, like it's cold.
So, can this be unplugged and be independent for travel, for transfer? Like on a temporary oxygen supply, maybe, or power supply?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
if you could figure it out. I think that's like disconnecting everything and whatnot, because it's not like, oh, this is a store-bought unit that's already set up for this. This was like using parts that were there. So it's a total.
And it's a reason to have all the instructions.
Yeah. This is a hacked together, like effectively like cryo storage.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that would be rigging probably.
Yeah. If you wanna, like try disconnecting everything so that you can.
Actually, I shouldn't do that. I should call my my partners.
Yeah, because I think at this point, like, your opposition is not they're not a problem at this point, because you would rock that roll, right, Flex? Yeah, you got a 6 on that scrap
He was
roll.
awesome.
So I guess what, like, when you scrap people, like, are you at full on lethal combat? Like, do you knock them out? Are they going to be talking later, or did you?
I'm pretty sure Scrap is a murder machine unless you're the person he's turning in for the bounty.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. So you leave corpses.
Yeah. I don't think. Okay. So how legal? Like, what's
Nothing that, like, at this point, nothing that is happening on either of these two ships is legal. You are unlicensed bounty hunters.
Oh, that's right. You don't even I murder everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, mechanically, if you murder a bunch of people, we get more heat.
Yeah. The cool thing about Scum and Villainy is that each of the different systems, you track heat separately. So unlike in Blades, like, where you're stuck in Duskval and, like, your heat follows you around, you can, like, bolt off to a different system and, like, lay low for a little while.
I think so. I mean, the way I described it, he's doing a lot of, like, kicking to the head, and then he'll shoot 2 people, and then he like punches and kicks a few more. So it's probably not like he doesn't care. There's no, like, it's probably like 50-50 whether he murders them or or knocks them out. It's just what part of his body took you down.
Nice. Okay,
Trigger's
so it's
definitely a part of his body.
like efficient. You're like I'm seeing John Wick. John Wick in an airlock.
Yeah, if you're unconscious, he just moves on. Like he's not going to take the time to finish you. But
cool, yeah. So yeah, what are Karma? Were you contacting your crewmates via comms, or like were the rest of you just gonna push forward? Since you don't have any opposition immediately, to just follow Karma through, or what's the plan?
To have a comm on me would use the last of my load, so I'm not carrying my.
Really? I thought we had comms. Okay, I call on comms. Some of you may not. I don't know. Flex, do you have comms?
I did say I used my communicator. I didn't realize it took up load, so I had one more space, so let me mark that off.
Me too. I was thinking, this kind of load.
Nothing's free in this game.
Okay. Well, I'll just berate Fray later for not having his comm on. So, I think I found where our target is actually mine. You want me to saw him, which takes longer, or?
You broke up there. So what was that? I heard you screaming for Flex.
Okay. I found our cargo.
Oh, cool.
He's on ice. I can thaw him, but that takes a while, or I can disconnect and try to just bring the frozen package.
So she screams for Flex like that, and I think Flex whips, because he he's in that 3-point stance after taking someone down, and he whips his super long hair back, and it flies back, and he looks over at Fray, and he's like, I don't know, man.
So Fray, so
Fray was, making sure that Stacey Weathers is okay.
Yeah, she is not. She's in bad shape.
Yeah. I got to treat her first, and then I can go thaw the cargo.
Yeah, and you feel a shudder and a lurch as the Aurora Chaser, the momentum has not stopped in all of this. Like you have slowed down, but you are still moving through space, and you're in the between the ships in kind of that umbilical airlock tube, and there's no visual right now, but you were sitting right at the entrance to a gate that had already started to open. Like, you're going through at some point,
unless we can deactivate the key or whatever that's turning the gate.
Yeah, or break away before it opens completely.
So is that what Fray knows, or is that what we all?
I think you all know that, because that was the situation like coming in, and just the mechanics of ships floating through space. Even if you had shut everything down, unless you retro rocketed hard to come to a hard stop, which isn't what would happen. One ship would be dragging the other, just because that's how space physics kind of works in my head. I'm not a physicist. Don't quote me.
So Flex is he's gonna you see the wheels turning, and then he just says, "Fine, you deal with this problem. I'm bringing the other one to you." get the ship running, and then he just takes off towards where he heard Karma's voice.
Nice. So you start booking it down.
And I'll just shut it. Or you could shut down the gate key and buy us more time.
I'm better at carrying heavy things than I am at shutting down gate keys. So he just keeps going. He's just like, yep, I'm gonna go.
Cool. Yeah. So Flex, you head into the cargo bay. I want to handle that in a second. Fray, you've got a seriously injured person here. What?
Yes.
What are you doing? You can see like her she had like suited up. Her suit is just a fucking mess, right? It's torn.
It occurs to me if she's in bad enough shape that taking our cargo out of this cryopod and putting her into it might be the way to keep her alive, or is that more extreme than?
It's certainly a thing that you could do.
I don't know then what we do next. I guess I'm assessing her. Do I think that I can get her stabilized without that?
You could. It's because you're a doctor and you are good at your job.
Okay.
And pay no attention to the man putting clocks here on the. Why did it do that? I didn't want it to do that. It's an empty clock. The clock is through the grate. It is a 4 o'clock.
I think Stacey gets like the opposite gel. That was the DayQuil gel. And this is the NyQuil
You're giving her the NyQuil gel.
So let her sleep it off and keep her stable.
Yeah, I think it's definitely risky. Probably risky standard. Like, because you can definitely like get her stabilized, right? The risk is that like just here in the field with stuff going on, like you don't have like the means to really see like how bad things are if there's worse injuries. So of course like giving her sedatives, that kind of thing. Just there's always complications that could arise from that.
Sure. I am going to spend one of our gambits to try to keep our contact alive. I guess I would consider it a devil's bargain, but otherwise, I'm just gonna roll.
Yeah, I mean, if you want a devil's bargain, the devil's bargain is I'm just gonna to be careful enough is gonna take time, and I'm gonna like put a tick on that clock before you even roll.
Sure.
You want to take that?
Yeah. What's a tick on a clock? I like dice. I'll take it. Okay. A 5.
5. So yeah, like you can get her stabilized, but you have to be really careful about it. But eventually, like you're able to get her sedated. You're pretty sure that any pain that she's feeling is eased enough. Like, she's unconscious, and I'm guessing you probably don't want to give her something to like jolt her system up.
Yeah, not if that's gonna put her life at risk.
No. Yeah. So like, you've with what you have at hand, without like unduly moving her, she's as good as you can get her right now. I'm going to go ahead and tick this other one forward. Two of them, as like all of you feel like the gravitational anomalies that are inherent to these gates between systems opening, like you can feel like your vision starts doubling as the this precursor technology starts messing with like space-time, and like you know that kind of time is of the essence now in multiple ways, right? Back in the cargo hold. Oh shit! It's 10 o'clock. We're at our second break time. So
place for it.
Yeah. I think the Scum and Villainy, the TV show, like cuts to a commercial right as like Karma's looking at this cryopod jury rig to the ship, and like Flex, you walk in, and it is like, to your eyes, just ridiculously complicated. like at least with the engines earlier, there were nice diagrams that showed you where all of the power routing goes. This is just a mess of cables and tubes and Karma sitting there like, and that's where we will leave it for break. So we will be back in about 5 minutes. If in the meantime, those of you who are still hanging out in the chat with us, please take a moment to follow the link in the chat to the CrowdRise campaign. Donate to the Big Bad Con scholarship. Get some people who deserve to go to the con, and we will be back in 5 minutes to see how things all pan out for this crew. Stick around.